Hey guys, it's the Gaming Mermaid and welcome to the first episode of The Sims 4 Yandere Simulator Challenge. So I'm starting off by creating some of the main characters, starting off with Yandere-chan, of course, whose full name is Ayano Aishi. I made Senpai, I made all of the rivals, and I also made Info-chan because I got a suggestion to do so, but I haven't made any of the other characters, any of the other background students, or most of the teachers besides the rival teacher. I haven't made any sort of fun characters either, such as the fun girl. So if you guys would like to see those characters as well, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I am going to go ahead and read the about sections just so that this part isn't too boring. And I will link Yandere Simulator's website in the description down below. So anyways, starting off with Ayano Aishi. She's the protagonist of Yandere Simulator. She is known as Yandere-chan to players of the game and has been given the cute nickname of Yan-chan by her classmates. For the majority of her life, Ayano was completely incapable of feeling emotions. She learned to pretend to be a normal person in order to avoid disturbing people, but she is unable to feel any degree of empathy towards other human beings. On the first day of her second year of high school, Ayano came into physical contact with Senpai. In that moment, she suddenly began to experience powerful sensations that she had never felt before. Emotions. Meeting Senpai was like seeing color for the first time, hearing music for the first time, and feeling warmth for the first time. When she approaches him, she feels overwhelmed with euphoria, and when she is away from him, she feels only emptiness. Within a very short span of time, she quickly became absolutely complete to him and came to rely on him in order to feel alive. Then, almost as soon as she had entered her life, Ayano saw something that threatened to steal Senpai from her. It was a young woman who clearly had deep feelings for Senpai. If Senpai entered a relationship with this girl, then Ayano might lose him forever. Without a moment's hesitation, Ayano knew exactly what had to be done. This girl, her rival, had to be eliminated as soon as possible by any means necessary, no matter the cost. So, as you guys may know, if you follow Yandere Simulator, there are 10 rivals, meaning that we have 10 weeks in order to eliminate each rival. I mean, well, 1 week per rival, so 10 weeks in total. But I wanted to go further than that. Like, after we finished that challenge, I wanted to continue on with Yandere's life so that she can perhaps start dating Senpai and perhaps get married and have a family and raise children and things of that sort. If you guys would like for me to continue beyond that, definitely let me know, because I would really like to do so and continue this challenge as long as you guys are interested in watching it. So moving on to Senpai. The Japanese word senpai refers to someone who has seniority over someone else. For example, if you are a first year student, all second year and third year students are your senpai. If you start working at a new job, any coworker who has been employed at the workplace longer than you is your senpai. In Yandere Simulator, the title of senpai is given to the young man or young woman that the protagonist is infatuated with. The player is given the option of choosing senpai's gender at the beginning of the game. They might be senpai-kun or they might be senpai-chan. If senpai is a male, his name is Taro Yamada, and if she is female, her name is Taeko Yamada. Over the course of the school year, 10 different girls will fall in love with Senpai. There is a myth at school that if a girl confesses her love to a boy under the cherry tree behind the school on a Friday, the two of them will love each other forever. Every girl who falls in love with Senpai plans to confess at 6 p.m. on Friday. If there is anyone who wants to keep Senpai all to herself, she has until 6 p.m. on Friday to eliminate the competition. And that is how we're going to follow it in The Sims 4 as well. So the first rival is Osana Najimi. Osana and Senpai have been close friends ever since they were very young children. They have always lived next door to each other and have always walked to school together. Despite their closeness, Osana is quite rude and harsh towards Senpai. She's always easily irritated and quick to anger when he is around. The reason for this behavior is because Osana has developed romantic feelings for Senpai, but she is afraid of letting him know how she truly feels about him. She doesn't want him to know how she really feels about him, so she is mean to him at almost every opportunity. However, her true desire is to confess her feelings to him underneath the cherry tree behind the school, and if nothing stops her, that day will come very soon. The next rival is Amae Odayaka. Amae is the president of the school's cooking club. Her culinary skills are far beyond her age, and nothing makes her happier than seeing people enjoy the food that she has prepared. Amae will be absent from school during the first week of gameplay, but she will meet Senpai at a point in time when Senpai is feeling sad and vulnerable. She will quickly forge a bond with him during a point in time when Senpai deeply needs a friend. With her kind and caring nature, it's easy to see how Senpai could easily fall for her within a week's time. If nobody stands in her way, Senpai will belong to her in no time at all. Remember, the fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So the third rival is Kizana Tsunobu, and Kizana is the president of the school's drama club. Her short-term goal is to be the most popular girl in school, and her long-term goal is to be the most famous actress who has ever lived. Kizana will be absent during the first 2 weeks of gameplay, but will set her sights on Senpai as soon as she returns to school. She is convinced that Senpai would make an excellent addition to the drama club, which might just be the thing to take his mind off of the events that he will experience during the first 2 weeks of gameplay. Her personality is very distasteful, but her beauty and her ability to captivate an audience might be enough to get her into Senpai's heart. She might just be the Juliet to his Romeo. The next rival is Oka Ruto. Oka is the president of the school's occult club. She is completely convinced that ghosts, demons, and black magic really exist, and wants to dedicate her life to proving that these things are real. Oka is absent for school during the first 3 weeks of gameplay for mysterious reasons. As soon as she returns to school, she is immediately smitten by Senpai. Due to the fact that she falls for him in an extremely short span of time, she believes that there must be something supernatural about him and begins studying him intently. She is an awkward girl who is regarded as creepy by the majority of the school, but she's actually quite harmless, and some people even find her to be endearing. Perhaps Senpai will think that there is something charming about her unusual nature. The next rival is Asu Rito. So Asu is the president of the school's sports club. She is the top student athlete in the region, and many of her classmates predict that she will be winning gold medals at the Olympics in a few years. Asu won't actually appear at school until the 5th week of gameplay, but she will quickly make friends with Senpai. Senpai will be feeling drained after the last 4 weeks, and some exercise might be what he just needs to put his mind off of recent events. Her cheerful and energetic nature makes it easy for her to make friends or find her way into someone's heart. Her easygoing attitude and glowing smile might steal Senpai's heart in no time at all. So the next rival is the school nurse, who is Muja Kina. Muja is a young nurse who desires nothing more than to take care of people, although she usually ends up causing more problems than she solves due to her airheaded and klutzy nature. Muja will be serving as a substitute for the school's usual nurse, who isn't available during the 6th week of gameplay. She will become fond of Senpai very quickly during a point in time when he definitely needs someone to take care of his health. Her intelligence is not her strongest point, but she is very sweet and caring person, and it's easy to see how any schoolboy might develop a crush on her, including Senpai. The next rival is a teacher, Mina. Mina is a substitute teacher who absolutely loves her job. There is nothing that she enjoys more than having dozens of eyes all directed towards her, especially if those eyes belong to teenage boys. Well, that's kind of creepy, just saying. Mina will appear at school in the 7th week of gameplay in order to fill in for an unavailable teacher. She will quickly begin hunting for new prey, and Senpai will catch her attention. Her hobby is seducing schoolboys, which is actually illegal, so I don't know what's going on with that. How did she get this job? And so far, no man has ever been able to resist her charms. If she decided that she wants someone, they have no hope of escape. Senpai won't be able to escape her clutches unless someone takes drastic measures. So the next rival is Osoro Shide. Osoro is the leader of the school's gang of delinquents. Very little is known about her past or her goals. She has been known to be violent, so most people tend to stay away from her out of fear. Osoro will be absent from school for a very long time and will not make an appearance until the 8th week of gameplay. Against all odds, she will develop a bond with Senpai, who normally keeps his distance from people like Osoro. Senpai and Osoto are polar opposites, so what kind of experience could possibly cause them to form a friendship? What does Senpai know about her? What does he see inside of her? And what could stop their friendship from blossoming into something deeper? Alright, so the next rival is Senpai's sister, Hinako Yamada. Hinako is Senpai's younger sister. She loves her big brother more than anything in the world and depends on him for almost everything. She is very possessive of him and becomes upset when he won't spend time with her. After 9 weeks of gameplay, Hinako decides that she just can't bear to be enrolled in a different school than her beloved brother and transfers into his school so that she can be with him all day long. Hinako is deathly afraid that if her brother gets a girlfriend, he'll forget about her and refuse to spend time with her. She has made it her mission to stop him from getting a girlfriend at all costs so that nobody else can have her big brother's attention. Senpai would never want to do anything that would make her little sister cry. This would spell doom for anyone who has fallen in love with Senpai. And the next rival is Megami Psycho. So Megami is the heiress to Psycho Corp, the most powerful business conglomerate in Japan. She is impossibly wealthy, a certified genius, has extensive self-defense training, has excelled at everything she has ever attempted to do in her life, and has been trained to possess all of the qualities of a perfect leader to prepare her for the day when she will inherit her father's company. She is also the most beautiful girl in school, the most popular girl in school, and the student council president too. So she's basically perfect. Megami has been absent for school for 9 weeks under mysterious circumstances that she has not disclosed to anyone. She has still managed to keep up with her schoolwork by attending class through a laptop and has been able to manage the school student council by attending meetings via a video call. She is noticeably upset about this. She strongly believes that she should be attending school like a normal student and is resentful of her current situation, although she is not at liberty to explain the reasons for her absence. Megami, unlike all other characters, is fully aware of the fact that there is a dangerous person on the school grounds. Once she arrives at school, she will do absolutely everything in her power to protect the school's population. That includes installing security cameras, hiring security guards, and instating a zero-tolerance policy for suspicious behavior. Megami clearly has some very important information that would cause her to go to such extreme lengths. But what does she know? Does Psycho Corp have anything to do with it? And more importantly, does Senpai have anything to do with it? So those were all of the rivals, and then like I said, I also made Info-chan. So Info-chan is the nickname given to an information broker who specializes in collecting and selling dark secrets. Nobody knows her real name, nobody knows what her face looks like, and nobody knows how she gathers her information. Nobody knows how she's gained such a dangerous amount of power and influence over such a short span of time. Some people don't even believe that she really exists. What people do know is that if you want a favor from her, all you need to do is text her a photograph of a girl's panties. And if she wants a favor from you, you'd better do exactly as she asks or else. So far, those are all of the characters that I have created in The Sims 4 so far. If you have any other suggestions that you'd like to see in the school, definitely let me know. I also am not sure because in order to do this challenge, I need a mod, the Go to School mod by Zerbu, and I'm not sure if it has been updated yet, so I'm not sure if I'm actually able to proceed with this, but what I'm going to do now is go into the managed world so that you guys can see where everybody lives and we can get an idea of where the school is and whatnot. So let me go ahead and move on to that section. Alright, so I have set them all up here in Windenburg because I love this world. So this is where Yandere-chan lives. This is where she lives, this little house right here. This is where the school is, Akademi High School. And this area, this is like a big kind of mansion. It was closed off, but I decided to have Megami Psycho live there because only 8 people can live in a household without mods, but I don't really want to play around with that because it's kind of complicated. So I decided to have Megami Psycho live in this mansion right here. She's kind of living by herself. Her parents are mysteriously gone for some reason. So she lives over there with this huge maze and all of that. Here's Yandere-chan, here's Akademi High School. Now Senpai lives with his sister over here. So they both live right there. Here is where Info-chan lives. And then the rest of the rivals, the other 8 rivals, they all live over here. So that is what I have set up so far. So I hope that the go to school mod actually works. But anyways, let's go over here with Yandere-chan so I can show you around and give you a quick little house tour of what we got going on. Now, there are people that have already done the Yandere Simulator Challenge, such as Lauren's Side and Simply April. So if you guys see similarities in like the houses or whatever, that's because we're all using the same thing. Nobody is copying each other, just to putting that out there because some people like to say that, but that is not true. So anyways, everybody has their own little spin on things. Everybody has their own personality. So here is my creation of Yandere-chan, as you saw in the Creative Sim. Here is the house that I have here. It was literally called Yandere's house, or in Spanish, Casa de Yandere-chan. So here is what she looks like, her house. She's got this cute little mailbox and all of that. We got a garage. Let me go over to the first floor. Oh, and there is also a basement, a little basement. So we might have some victims trapped in there. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyways, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this. If you've seen the Yandere Simulator Challenge, you probably have seen this already. So this is what the area around it looks like. You know, we got little greenery around here, and she lives at a cul-de-sac. So if anybody goes over to her house, there's really no way to escape unless you go all the way back. But once you are in her clutches, hard to escape. Moving on to the second floor, and this is where her little room is. There is another room here, which I'm assuming is for her parents, which again, they're so-called out of town or overseas, as she said. So yeah, here is her room. So it kind of looks like, you know, what it looks like in the actual game. So anyways, let's move on. I'm going to have her travel over to Senpai's house so that we can go ahead and check that out as well. And here we are at Senpai's house. Oh, it looks like he's talking to his sister. They're having fun. They haven't actually met each other yet. This isn't part of like the actual gameplay just yet. We're just doing house tours and stuff like that. So here's Senpai. Here's his sister, who looks really tall for some reason. But anyways, this is what his house looks like. I do apologize for this lot. So it's kind of side-based. But anyways, here's his house. I guess we have to go ahead and, you know, knock on the door and see if we can go inside. Look at her running. Where did she go? Okay, well, apparently they're inside. Somebody's like, hold up. You're not allowed to start breaking into my house. Okay, so here is Senpai's house. It looks really fancy, I must say. They do not have a basement. There is a garage. And this backyard is really pretty as well. But anyways, so we have like a living room and a kitchen, a really big fancy kitchen. And on the second floor, this is apparently where Senpai goes to sleep. He has this little bed, and apparently Hinako has this big bed here. And they share a bathroom, so there is that, and there's no other floors. That is basically it for Senpai's house. So Senpai and Hinako live here. Now, we're gonna go ahead and travel once again, and we're going to travel to, oh, maybe we should travel to Info-chan's house. Well, that's nothing special. That's just like the base game kind of thing. But Info-chan lives there, basically. Let's move over to the rival's house, and let's see what their house looks like. Now, again, I basically got all of the lots from Lauren's side because she was kind enough to actually tell everybody what lot she used. So that is what I decided to do, just to keep things simple, because I can't build. I don't know about you guys. If you guys can build things, definitely let me know if you made like a better house, but I'm just using what I found in the gallery and what I've been told to use. So that is basically it. So here we have Osana looking really cute. We have some other all of the rivals, basically all of the rivals here. So there they are. Let's go ahead and knock on the door so that we can go inside. So Yandere-chan, if you would so kindly please knock on the door so that we can go inside. Thank you. Come on in. So their house is so adorable. It looks so cute. So here's the teacher. She's over there. Here's Oka laughing at I don't know what, the TV, probably watching some old TV shows. She's really happy about that. And and Kizana is in the pool, you know, gotta look drastic. They also what I did is I tried to make their swimwear, you know, the basic one piece And I believe I also did the sportswear, the athletic wear, to be their gym uniform. So if you guys see that, I did do the exact same thing for their athletic wear and their swimwear. They're all exactly the same. And here's the next floor. So as you can see, everything is very pink and very girly and very cute and very like princessy, I would say. So I really like it. I think it looks adorable. So that is where the rival, what is she? Oh, the nurse. The nurse, I made her childish. Because she's just so sweet and innocent. So I made her childish, so she was playing with some toys like a little child. So that is their house. That is the rival's house, and they also live like in this little secluded area. They have their own dock. They have their own little beach. Like, how fancy is that? Like, look how gorgeous it is over here. So that is all the households that we have here in the Yandere Simulator Sims 4 challenge. So like I said, this is, oh, we haven't gone to Megami Psycho's house. Again, it's a base game thing, so nothing really special, but basically she lives in a giant mansion. So that is it, hopefully. Now, I can't control like who exactly goes to high school every day. It's kind of like randomly generated, so hopefully we'll be able to follow through with the Sims 4, like with the Yandere Simulator challenge as it's supposed to be, like the first week, second week, and so on. So that's also something that I have to hopefully see if we can actually do. I'm gonna go back home actually, and I'm gonna see if we can actually start our first day of school, because I just want to make sure that everything is working and fully functional. So I think today, since it's like the first day in the household, it's probably Sunday, I believe. Yeah, it's like Sunday morning. So we might as well have her go ahead and do her homework. If I could, like, there we go. Do your homework, please. Please and thank you. And then I'm just going to go ahead and have her just like speed everything up, and then I will be back with you guys when it becomes Monday morning. So it looks like the mod is working. It's time for Yandere to disappear into the world of school. It would make the day so much more exciting if you follow her. Yes, we're following her. So good to know the mod is working, so we can go ahead and check out Akademi High School. And again, guys, if you guys have followed like the other Yandere Simulator challenges, it's the exact same lot, you know, the Akademi High School, which looks really cool, so I'm excited to play it for myself. Alright, so here we go, the first day of school. So wow, there's a lot of people here. So why don't we go ahead and check out the house. Hold on. Alright, so this is Akademi High School right here. Here's the entrance of it right here, looking really fancy. So let's go ahead and check out the first floor. There's no basement as well, so this is supposed to be like the entrance here. This is supposed to be like the lockers or whatever. And then we have a little area in the middle for like the park, and then this is supposed to be like the occult club, which I think is really adorable. And then the cooking club looks like somebody is helping themselves to some food here. So yeah, it's basically the same, even like the little corners with like the treasure chest. So it's basically like the same sort of setup, but of course in The Sims 4 instead of in Yandere Simulator. So everything is pretty much, you know, as similar as it possibly could be, and this is the rooftop, so that is also accessible. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this part here. I just wanted to make sure that everything was functioning, and it looks like it is. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, make sure to give this video a like. And also, if you have any other suggestions, such as like other characters you'd like to see or other things you'd like for me to do, besides like the basic Yandere Simulator challenge, if you would like for me to do something different, definitely let me know your suggestions in the comments down below. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this first episode of Yandere Simulator challenge. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.